Right, so let me investigate maybe at the bookshelf. There are lots of books here, but I see the bit of parchment I'm looking for. Physician's report, King Hamlet. His Highness passed away last night and my autopsy was performed this morning. The condition of the body is intact, with no visible sign of struggle or trauma. It would seem His Majesty died peacefully. As to the cause of death, the thickening of his blood at first gives the indication of a snake bite. He was slumbering in his garden once discovered, and of course, it being summer, there is nothing suspicious about being bitten by a snake, though it is most regrettable. However, upon closer inspection of the curdled blood, I detected a faint smell unlike any I had ever conceived of. And the bite wound isn't like any snake I have yet seen. Very odd. I am declaring his death an unfortunate accident under uncommon circumstances. Alright, uncommon circumstances? It's clear that Claudius took great pains to cover up his crime, such a sad, unfortunate man. Alright, so we learn more about Prince Hamlet's madness. Let's check... There's a lot of portraits here as well. Let me check those out, actually. There are a lot of them. King James, I believe, a great, gentle king who was well respected in his time. Who's this up here? Can't see him? No. Gertrude? That portrait of Queen Gertrude was painted when she was just a little older than I am now, on the day of her first wedding. Who's this? Lady Edith, often called the Brilliant? She was renowned for her great intellect and keenly inquisitive nature, not to mention her morbid sense of humor. When I struggled with Latin as a girl, my father often jokingly told me to come down here and ask this portrait for advice. I'm looking for Queen's... Oh, is this her? Yes, Queen Astrid, Hamlet's grandmother. Come to think of it, I've often heard about King Alexander, but nothing about Queen Astrid. I wonder why. How peculiar. So, Queen Astrid was once on the throne, that's what we believe, apparently. Who's this? Prince Florizel. Word has it that he fell in love with a shepherdess and renounced his claim to the throne to make her his wife. Very romantic. That's King Alexander, Hamlet's grandfather. He's intimidating. I wonder what happened to him. There's a portrait missing. The late King Hamlet's portrait used to be here, but someone, Hamlet actually, has gone and torn it off the wall. He's so strange. Who's this young fella? King Douglas. He was a well-humoured man and a scholar, noted for his many contributions to this library, among others. He was a teacher to many, I'm told. Alright, and we have the rest of the peculiar tales here. Let me start with volume 1, shall we? What's this? 8 signs your nobleman might be treacherous. Okay. Like one of them pink magazines or something. Have you often wondered at the true form and character of your lover? Pay careful mind. Here are 8 signs his foe rather than friends. First, within mere days of your acquaintance, he declares that if you call him but love, he'll be new baptized. This nobleman is a walking source of dramatic show, clinging to any poor girl who crosses his path, abnormally likely to meet his end in poison and tears. Okay. Second, he uses the term taming or shrew in your presence, or even worse, in the same sentence. If he attempts to starve you to break your will, eat his heart out. Okay. Third, he suddenly finds himself madly in love with your closest friend after promising you his undying art. Keep a sharp eye out for fairy dust in the vicinity. Fourth, he sticks a dagger in your back, then blames it on your ambition. Don't worry, your relentless spirit will have revenge. Stay indoors on March 15th, if possible. What? Okay. 5. After you help him murder his friends and cover up the crimes, he begins embarrassing you with inappropriate sobbing at your dinner parties. Even the most heartening prophecy can't retrieve this relationship, or can revive, sorry. 6. He tells you your wife has been unfaithful, but offers flimsy proof. Take a walk, enjoy some deep breathing, and stay away from pillows. 7. He tries to convince you to kill your brother. One might think this clear as day, yet this author is continually surprised. 8. Sometimes he tells you to get to a nunnery, Other times he tells you he did love you once. Which is it? Send this uncouth boy Tolkien back to university. Alright, very good advice, I guess. It all seems so trivial. But I can't stop reading. Alright. Peculiar Tales number 2. What's this? The Flight of the Executioner. And so it came to pass that the king of the realm died one night, leaving his 2 sons behind. In this savage and warlike country, it was customary that whichever child inherited the crown for himself would immediately kill the others, eliminating further competition. However, these 2 brothers were twins, born within a scant few moments of one another, and so they brought the matter to High Executioner Selene. They found her standing at the edge of the highest cliff in the kingdom, above the rolling and raging sea. "I am 20 seconds older than my brother," said the first prince. "Without any doubt at all, I am the rightful heir. Lady Selene, please cast my brother over this cliff immediately." Lady Selene bound the second prince's hand and led him to the edge of the cliff, but the second prince sputtered suddenly. "This is wrong. I may be younger, but my brother's body is weak and frail. He becomes sicker each day, and soon he may very well die. Then the kingdom will be left with no heir at all. Don't kill me, kill him." Lady Selene paused to think a moment, then bound the first prince's hand too. The first prince spat with disgust. "My brother is a jealous imbecile. Lady Selene wrapped a blindfold around his eyes. The second prince stamped his foot. "My brother is a weakling and cannot see reason." As with the first prince, the second prince too was soon blindfolded. Both of them continued to argue at the top of their lungs, screaming for the other one's demise. Then the sound of Executioner Selene's fading footsteps caught their attention. "High Executioner, come back! You must kill my brother. I must be king. Where are you going?" "I am off to pour myself a flagon of wine and then pursue a career change to the next kingdom over, in that order," Selene replied. "Sounds like this one's gone a bit rotten. Good luck finding your way home with those blindfolds and binds on, lads." The 2 men lunged at each other, unwilling to stand down, and the both of them went tipping over the edge, careening into the sea. The kingdom was none the worse for it in the end. I kind of like these peculiar tales. That's very interesting. Oh, what's going on here? "Ah, I found you. It's early for you to be wandering out like this." Okay, Bernardo. "I couldn't sleep. Do you need something?" "Well, something unfortunate has happened." "What is it?"
I'm sorry, Ophelia.
"I'm deeply sorry to be the one to tell you this. Your father has passed away. He was involved in an altercation with Prince Hamlet."
What?
"Father? How? You're saying Hamlet killed father?"
Hamlet.
"Hamlet wasn't in his right mind, Ophelia. He was raving, insane. I've never seen him like that. I'm so sorry. It happened in the Queen's private chambers last night. I wasn't there to save him." "Oh my God." Father. "Why was my father in the Queen's chambers? How did all of this come to pass?" At this time, my lady, I have no information."
Sorry to trouble you.
"Apologies to have come to you like this so abruptly. I felt certain you'd want to know." Please take me to see him." We have not been able to find the body as of yet. Hamlet has gone and hidden it somewhere. My men are searching as we speak. I think Hamlet himself is undergoing a complete break from reality of sorts."
He was a good man.
"Your father was a good man. This was a horrible tragedy. Nothing you might have done would have prevented this."
No!
"That's not true. I saw it. I saw him die by Hamlet's hand in my dream, Bernardo. And I did nothing. I could have saved him, but I thought it was only a dream."
Ophelia.
"It was just a dream. Dreams aren't reality. Whatever vision you saw, it was just that." All this, I feel like I'm going mad. What am I to do now, Bernardo? I just want to be with Laertes. I need my brother. I know, Ophelia, I know. I'll do my absolute best to bring Laertes back to Elsinore by tomorrow night. And, for what little is worth, I am deeply, truly sorry. You and I both know Hamlet all our lives. Never did we think him capable of murder. At the end of the day, I'm the one wearing the armor. It was my duty to protect your father, and I failed him. Come, I have to break the news to the rest of the castle. Man. Alright, so Hamlet kills Polonius, and we learn about the event in which Hamlet presses his mother on Claudia's actions.
I bring news.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for disturbing you. There have been some troubling circumstances. The castle is in a state of emergency until my man and I are able to investigate thoroughly. Lord Polonius died very suddenly last night as a part of a deeply unfortunate accident. He died at the prince's hands. What? Ah, boy.
Now then.
My men and I are still uncovering information about the event itself. I ask for your compassion for Lady Ophelia and Lord Laertes in this horrific time. Lord Polonius served the castle faithfully all his life. Whatever particulars surround his death, let us remember him as he was, a stalwart advisor to His Majesty Claudius and to King Hamlet before him.
Ophelia?
I'm so sorry. This is rotten, all of this. Is there anything I can do for you? Anything you need?
No.
Just send word to my brother, please. It still hardly feels real, Horatio. Be kind to yourself today. Give it time. Alright, so we covered the information my father's murder. We learn more about Lady Rosencrantz and Lady Guildenstern. The character bios will be updated. And we learn more about my father's death. Alright, let me check this out. Hold up, just see the timeline. This is where Gertrude's chambers, in which Hamlet presses on his mother, and Polonius dies there. Okay. Bernardo seeks me out. Okay. Can we, yeah, we can go back. The king seeks salvation, we saw that. Alright. So this is Saturday, that was Friday. Okay. Alright. Still a lot of timeline left, I think, for us to discover. Let's find more about these characters here. So I think this is why you crossed off, because he just died. So where was those two? I think this is Rosencrantz, Lady of Denmark, friend to Hamlet. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two of Hamlet's oldest friends from the university. I hadn't met them until recently. They're both the daughters of wealthy, noble families, but come from foreign lands. Rosencrantz is the louder and more sure-footed of the two women, and there's a clear imbalance in their dynamic. Something has evidently made them inseparable, though. So this is the same thing. Guildenstern appears to be the more reserved of the two, and often follows in Rosencrantz's shadow. I wonder what she's like and what she knows about Hamlet. Alright, so some leads. My father's death. Bernardo just delivered the news. Okay. Princess Madness. Okay. Claudius coming undone. Maybe if I got to know the people close to him, I'd find out. It seems like the only person he trusts in his world is Queen Gertrude. So we need to learn more about this. Alright, let's talk to, let me see, Queen Gertrude, yes. Lady Gertrude, please! Do you know... My father died by Hamlet's hands. Do you know anything about this? We need to discuss Hamlet at once more.
Your Highness.
Ophelia.
I'd meant to come find you. I didn't know what to say. Yes, my lady, I just need to understand what happened.
I
Couldn't save him. I wanted to. It all moved so quickly. Many a late evening has kept me staring at my ceiling, thinking about what might happen if my son were to ever act in violence. But when the moment came, I was rooted to the floor in fear. My late husband Hamlet considered your father to be his greatest, most trusted friend in the world. On our wedding night, he told me that I could always run to your father should I need help in a dire time. And he was right. I cannot imagine the depth and horror of what you're feeling right now, of what Laertes will feel. Now it is my duty as protector of my country to do what I must to ensure my son never hurts any Dane again. Becomes upset, but will recover overnight. So we can't talk to her anymore? She's unusually upset. I don't think she'd listen to anything I could say right now. Okay. So, let me see. Shall we talk to King Claudius? Let's go to him. Maybe we can learn more about Queen Astrid as well. Something's going on here. Let me talk to him first. I come to you about my father. What will he do now that Hamlet has taken his life? The thought of such tragedy has never crossed my mind before this. As sovereign who swore to protect the lives of your father and all his citizens, Ophelia, my sorrow is deep. The only element bringing me peace is the knowledge that your father's soul has ascended to heaven. I now believe it is in our collective interest to ensure Hamlet can never harm another. Rest assured, he will be dealt with in swift time. Alright, what's going on here? There's something going on here. Let me talk to him further. Do you know anything about Queen Astrid? Your mother, Queen Astrid. I don't know anything about her. What was she like? I haven't heard that name in quite some years. She passed when I was but a boy, and my brother little less than then. I never knew her well. When we were young, courtiers often praised by my brother Hamlet for how strongly he resembled our mother with her hair features. I've never spoken to him about her death. My father loved her deeply. In the time they were wedded, then he too died. And it was just my brother Hamlet and I stuck with one another. Your father served Astrid greatly, as with my father. Now he provides me with his service, a family legacy of sorts. Okay, what else can we talk to him about? Claudius King. Shall we tell him? I'm not sure. Let's share the information.
My lord.
I know that you murdered your brother.
What?
What? Come now, Ophelia. Where did you hear such a thing like that? My dear, I am so terribly sorry to hear about the brutal murder of your father. I heard they only just found his corpse, and I see that you are mad with grief. I cannot imagine your suffering. I would be surprised if anyone would believe any accusation you'd make right now.
I know what you did.
I know it's true, Claudius, and you will pay. I am a seasoned man, my dear. It will take more than the idle threat of a little girl to make me afraid.
Farewell.
Now be off. I tire of you. So he's okay, so now he is upset. Ophelia is losing her mind. I am not, damn it. Let's listen to this. There's nothing that can be done now. Hamlet must be separated from us, from everyone, for the safety of those around him and of himself.
My ladies.
Lady Rosencrantz and Lady Guildenstern, I'm ordering you to go to England with him. Everyone left rather hastily, it seems. Oh shit, we didn't... I ought to go find out where the others went. Who that figure? Lady Ophelia. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Who's there? I am sorry for what I must do. Who are you? For whatever little it's worth, you are innocent of this matter. Denmark, as it stands now, must fall. It must fall. And you are the lamb whose blood must be spilled. So you're the spy the king warned about. You are real. The king is so abjectly useless. He cannot even whiff out an enemy in his own courts. I didn't want to hurt you, not really. They'll never know about this, of course. They'll think you drowned in the end. The loot. Or the lout. No! Holy shit, did you just fucking murder me? I feel my body growing cold. Alright, so we died. Damn.
Stop!
Stop, no, please,
Back in my own bed?
How is this possible? I know what I saw. Someone definitely killed me.
Ophelia!
So, for just some clarity, I'm not sure if the game explains this, but in the play, in Hamlet, Ophelia grows mad, so it seems. I'm not really sure if she actually gets killed or not, but from what I know, she goes mad because Hamlet kills her father, and then a bunch of other things happened, and she drowns herself from sorrow. So I'm not sure if the game takes some liberty with the story, or if there was actually someone that kills her. I'm not really sure about that part. So let's just continue. Ophelia.
Hamlet?
His death. I see it with my own eyes, and the traitor is your own blood.
What?
I
knew you were going to say that. How did I know? Have I seen this before? Everything's gone upside down. I need to get out of here. I can't breathe. I can't think. Alright, so let's follow him immediately. What is happening to me? So here we go. After 4 days, the game resets. My head's not pounding anymore. And we get back to square one. Ophelia acquires information. I'm in danger, and we learn more about To Catch a Spy will be updated on the journal. Let me just check that. To catch a spy, Bernardo is running his own investigation, interviewing people. Yep. There is a spy. I need to... If I cannot, then come Saturday morning I die, but where should I start? Who could help me? Alright, we need to learn more about this. Let's see what else. I'm in danger. So-called spy put a dagger in my heart. Surely someone can help me stay alive this time. Alright, so we have to prevent all this from happening. Let's just go to...
Ophelia!
Oh, here he is again. So we read this on the past. Only last night we discussed your... Is this real? I can assure you, young lady, it most certainly is. It is so strange. Everything's happening all over again. I know I've done this before. Time is somehow repeating itself. I'm being given a second chance. And that means Hamlet will murder my father again, just as it was in my dream. Someone's after my life, too. There really is a spy in the castle, and that person wants me dead. I can change it. I have to.
You mustn't!
No mumbling! Speak clearly. How many times have I told you?
I know.
I'll be careful around Hamlet. I promise, father. I promise. I'm somehow being given another chance to survive. I could change my own fate. I should tell someone about my impending demise, but whom can I trust? Mumbling! Right, sorry. Alright, so we card information frozen in time, and we'll know about a future event in which the king... Okay, yeah. And we'll learn more about my father's death, updated in the journal. Oh, we can now use the clock to fast forward time. Try holding down on the clock to fast forward time now. Alright, I didn't really want to do that, but okay. So... Horatio and Gertrude have a heart-to-heart. That is interesting. In the grounds, okay. Let me check the journal, actually. My father's death. It wasn't the end after all. I'm back to the beginning again, in the time where my father is alive. I've never been so happy to have him berate me. Maybe I have a chance to change his fate. I know that he was killed in Gertrude's rooms, and that Hamlet committed the deed. Seems as good a place to start as any. Okay. And what else do we have? Frozen in time, that was it. I believe the time is repeating itself, but I haven't I haven't any idea why. I was certain I should have died, but I woke up in my own bed. Okay, cool. So let's see what... Can we see what they're talking about?
Of course not.
Of course I'm not well. How could I be? You were there. You saw everything. Perhaps you want to lie down a while. Or have a drink, you know. I have a bottle of brandy from the year you were born. Probably turned to shit by now, though.
Marcellus.
Leave me, Marcellus. Your kindness is wasted. My lord, will you not even come to this morning's court? I don't think I could face him. Not after what I heard last night. But if he don't come, won't he be displeased? I knew your father well. He always kept a strong face in times like this. And so should you. Okay, we learned this. Let's talk to him. He's busy. Okay. So we've done this in the past. Hold up! Hamlet. What shall I talk to him about? Okay, let's try this. Hamlet, I know that Claudius murdered your father.
Hamlet.
What?
You know this? How? Hard to explain, but I heard him confessing himself. He was praying, and he stated it plainly, without poetry. I thought I was alone in this. You're the only other person who suspects him. Now is the time. You have to do something, Hamlet. If he truly confessed before you, then that's the proof I needed to act. Were it coming from anyone but you, Ophelia, I could scarce believe it. My uncle must die. What a relief it is to feel that for certain. Listen, when I ran into your bedchamber earlier, I wasn't mad, I swear it. I saw my father's spirit on the castle walls. It spoke to me. Your father's ghost? I saw the spirit in a dream too, I think. My father's spirit told me precisely what you just said, that my uncle killed my father and then covered up his crime. And now you've confirmed it for me. How wonderfully freeing it feels. For my own sanity, I must find out if my mother knew of this. I have to know if she was complicit too. How might we uncover that? Her journal. My mother keeps a diary in the bedroom detailing her every thought. She writes in it often. I thought she might speak of her guilty mind there if she had one. She's always been fond of you. You can get into her chambers. If she was part of this, I have to know for certain. Help me, please. If you help me find the diary, I'll take you to meet my father's spirit. Then you'll see that I'm not insane. Alright, so we learned the information. A ghost in Elsinore. Hamlet now wants to destroy King Claudius. And Hamlet no longer believes that Hamlet is paralyzed with inaction. Hamlet no longer believes... Okay. Hamlet now believes that Ophelia believes that there are rumors of a ghost. And Ophelia and Hamlet now believe that Ophelia is on a mission to find Gertrude's diary. And Ophelia now believes that there are rumors of a ghost. Okay. Hamlet now believes that King Hamlet was murdered. And Ophelia learns about future event in which Hamlet confronts Claudius about the murder of his father. If it can happen in this world, it will happen on the timeline. Okay. And we learn about the event in which Hamlet confronts Claudius. Okay. We learn about the spirit, will be added to the journal, and we learn more about Princess Madness. Let me just check that. Leads. I'm not sure if these are completed, that's why they have a seal in there, but... Hamlet's madness was brought on not by love, but by meeting in what he believes to be the spirit of his father. It's from there he must have gotten this information about Claudius' murder, but the information turned out to be correct. So does this spirit actually exist? Okay. Let me check Prince's ambitions. No, what was it? The spirit. Hamlet is tight-lipped on the spirit. He needs to be sure he can trust me. He asked me to get the information on the diary his mother keeps in her room. Well, if it's what must be done, then so be it. Alright, let's go to the Gertrude's chambers. Let's go. Let's find this diary, shall we? Marcellus and Hamlet are outside here now. Not sure where they're going. I think they're going to the assembly. Hold up. Yeah, okay. Ah, locked. Damn it. Who would have access to Gertrude's chambers? Alright, so they're locked yet. Let me check. What was updated? My father's death? If I can find a way to access Gertrude's private chambers, maybe I can know more about the events that led to my father's death. Okay. Damn, this is so... Alright, Polonius is there, late Brits. Shall we talk to Bernardo? Actually, let's talk to Queen Gertrude. Maybe she'll be pleasant enough to give us a key or something. My lady, I'd like to seek permission to enter your personal chambers.
My lady.
Ophelia?
If you'd like to chat, I'm perfectly happy to meet you in the garden or the gallery. Might I just have a quick peek at your rooms then?
No.
Oh, this is strange of you and unusually uncouth. Uncouth? Shit. Alright, let me do something else then. Ooh, actually, do you know more about Queen Astrid?
My queen.
Did you know her? You know, I'm quite afraid I don't. I arrived in Elsinore some years after her passing at the behest of Hamlet's father, King Alexander. By that time she was already long dead. Then there was that stir with Alexander's mistress running off. Just a moment, his mistress? Oh yes, Simona. She was known to the court and was something of a favorite of his. At least that's what I heard when I was young. But then she up and vanished. Most peculiar, I never did think to wonder why. You don't think about these things until you're a child. Let me see, what else can I talk to her about? Maybe she knows about the spy? Okay, maybe if I tell her that Hamlet killed my father, maybe she'll let me in her room?
Your Highness.
My lady, I know how this sounds, but I believe Hamlet is going to kill my father in your chambers. Can you help? That's a poor jest, and cruel of you to say. Certainly my son is disturbed, but to call him a murderer is an insult I thought you incapable of. Do you have any plans to meet with my father and Hamlet? Not the both of them at once, no. What brings you to such concern? If you're worried of any misdeeds taking place in my chambers, I keep them very private. Hardly anyone has access without my explicit permission. This is, of course, to prevent exactly that sort of sordid business from happening in the first place. Okay, so she can't really help me here. Let's see. Maybe she knows about the spy. Have you seen anything amiss? I'm afraid I try not to think about these sort of things right now, Ophelia. If you've seen anything amiss, then I urge you to go to Captain Bernardo and tell him, of course, that's his profession, not mine. Of course, my lady. Alright, so she has nothing else to say. Let me go to Polonius and ask about Queen Astrid. Maybe he knows about something. Maybe he knows about the spy. Maybe we can warn him not to go to the Queen's chambers, you know? So, yeah. Let's see. Queen Astrid. What can you tell me? Now that's a name I'd sworn not to speak again. Was there some ill omen about her death? Your mother was wonderfully faithful to Queen Astrid during her service. She served her as a handmaiden in the same way as I advised King Alexander. Oh, I forgot to do his voice. I'm so sorry. Thinking of your mother is painful. I'm going to visit her grave soon. Won't you come with me? Perhaps then I could find the courage to talk about what happened. I'm sure your mother would be smiling in heaven to think of your visits. Certainly, father. I'll be there. Okay, so we learn about future events, and Queen Astrid's memory was updated in the journal. Shall we talk? Oh, he's going there now or something? Let me see. No, he's going to the court, I think. So this is the future event. Alright, and to the Hamlet confronts. Okay. Oh my god, this is stressful. This is very stressful indeed. We need to ask... we need to go and ask some other people. Is everyone gathering at the court? Something's happening here. Something's happening with these two as well. Let's talk to Bernardo. Maybe he knows more about this. Shall we talk to Quince? Oh, I don't know. Let's talk to Quince. No, let's talk to Bernardo first. Maybe he has something new information on the spy. I'm not sure. Let's go to him.